Good morning. Gabe Roberts from Back to Nature Lifestyle Medicine. Wanted to do a video today and give you some advice and some information as this new 5G starts to sweep the nation. Okay? You want to be aware of this and take this serious. Other nations are. Countries across the globe are fully aware of the dangers of this and they've made precautions for it. Russia, for instance, it's illegal, completely outlawed for a child anywhere from 5 to 18 to use cell phones. Okay? Denmark's the same way. Germany, Greece, most of the European Union is fully aware of the dangers of this, and they're trying to push it out and particularly get it away from children and schools. Here in the United States, schools are paid extra money, extra funding to actually put Wi-Fi towers on the school grounds, okay? That's kind of what happens in this nation because, well, people are more interested in watching the Super Bowl and they won't miss that episode of American Idol rather than seeing and paying attention to actually what's going on to our society and our health. Scientists and doctors warn of potential serious health impacts of fifth generation 5G wireless technology out of the Global Research 2017. Big problems from this. Massive problems are coming down the pipe. Okay? People don't even understand what 5G is. 5G is a millimeter wavelength that penetrates buildings, penetrates walls, it will penetrate you, okay? And do things to your cell membranes, do things to your DNA, all right? The closest example of this around, they've used it in militarized weapons before, but also it's the airport scanners that you walk through when you're getting scanned to see if there's any kind of weapons on you. Now, I'm familiar with the history of why those things even got put in the airport in the first place, and it's not to look for bombs or pocket knives. It's an interesting relationship between brothers of Homeland Security and Popular Mechanics as how that even got placed in there. So I've told my patients for years, my family, my wife, we don't walk through those airport scanners. I would rather have a pat down than walk through that airport scanners. And now lately you're starting to hear in the news, if you're paying attention, those scanners are suspected causes of cancer because they disrail and they unwind DNA and they cause mutations. That's the same thing that's about to be in every 10 to 12 houses. So you want to be aware of this. You can't escape it. You have to take precautions. One of the best things you can do is get familiar with and start practicing grounding. Okay? Dr. Stephen Sinatra, I'm a big follower of his. He is a brilliant cardiologist, a practitioner who understands this very well. He's done a lot of research in this and he fully can explain this better. So just look into him if you're looking into this a little deeper. But basically, whenever you're grounded, you're putting your bare feet on the earth's surface. We're all losing contact with the earth through our rubber soles in our shoes. But if you put your feet on the ground for an average of half an hour a day, okay, minimum half hour a day, all right? That's going to help you discharge some inflammation and discharge this excessive amounts of electrons that we're starting to absorb, okay? You will feel a difference if you do this regularly. You'll start to feel a little better. Inflammation will kind of go down. You might start sleeping a little better, be a little irritable, okay? Less ringing in the ears perhaps, all from these charges that we're starting to obtain from swimming in this sea of Wi-Fi. Practice grounding. A grounding sheet is something that we love doing in our house. Earthing.com, you can actually plug it in, you lay down, and it actually discharges electrons while you sleep through the night. That's a great thing to use, very convenient. You want to get very diligent about removing heavy metals, especially aluminum. I did a video a while back on the chemtrail flu, and I explained about how the geoengineering process that we're all kind of exposed to. They're spraying the skies with massive amounts of aluminum. Well, guess what? That nano aluminum slowly drifts down on us. We breathe it into our mucous membranes. It goes right to your brain. It sticks right into you. And now you're an amplified antenna. Already as a person, you're already an antenna. You're a walking antenna, a biological antenna. Some people know this. Have you ever heard of somebody walking out of the store, walking out of a Target, and they can't find their car in the parking lot, but they have a fob, so they put it next to their head, and it amplifies the wave, and now you can hear your car honking at a distance. Amplify that wave by using your own head. If you're getting sprayed with aluminum and this 5G is kicking in, what's that going to do? It's going to fry your brain and you're not even going to be aware of it. You can't feel this going on. Removing heavy metals is something you're going to have to be very diligent about, and you need to work with someone who knows what they're doing. This is not something you take lightly. The last thing you want to do is start moving around aluminum or lead or mercury inside of someone and not understand the precautions that are necessary for that. For instance, when you start removing mercury, you'll burn up your glutathione reserves very quickly. So you have to be aware of that and know how to restore those and keep that antioxidant working. You want to get familiar with how to protect yourself. There are certain nutrients that block receptors for this. For example, when Chernobyl exploded in Poland, the authorities came in and immediately gave the children iodine tablets. Iodine, selenothionine, these things block receptors to absorbing radiation. And you can protect yourself and give yourself a little more resilience to this by the appropriate nutrients. There's also herbs that are very helpful for resisting Wi-Fi. I take those every day. There's essential oils that we use on kids that will absolutely block out harmful effects of Wi-Fi and radiation. Okay, you want to get familiar with those and use those on your kids. The kid's sitting there looking at you starry-eyed at age 7, something's going on inside of his brain. Limit your use of technology. No, I get that technology is part of us and we all have phones and we're all using it as I'm using it right now. Do it intelligently, okay? The last thing you want to do is be bored, not really thinking, but sitting there just kind of browsing through the computer. The blue light coming off of that, the sudden screens, the light coming from it hurting your eyes, and the way it interacts with your brain, plus the radiation or the 5G it's given off is going to affect your health. Limit the use of technology and use it appropriately. If you carry a phone in your pocket or you sleep next to a cell phone, I would highly advise that you flip it to airplane mode when it's not of use in your pocket, next to your bed, something like that. You flip it on airplane mode and you actually minimize that pulsing that's giving off, that Wi-Fi pulse, and you'll minimize some of the impact it's doing to your body. You want to be aware of this stuff and take precautions now, okay? Because this is going to be massive problems coming down the pipeline from this, all right? So to get to your vibrant state of health, you have to get back to your roots, you have to get back to nature, love yourself. Thanks for listening.